What's going on, everyone? Maddie with Fusaro Fitness, and here what I'm going to be doing is a short presentation, and it's going to be part one of a 3 or 4 part series where I'm going to be explaining and talking about macros or macronutrients. This is going to be part one, so it's going to be very, very basic. It's going to lay the foundation for the beginners out there. So if you already know about macronutrients and how they are comprised and made up, you don't have to follow along. But for the beginners out there who are just unaware of this information, hopefully this gives you a little bit of help and helps you understand macronutrients, calories, proteins, carbohydrates, and fats, because this video is going to lead into a part 2 and a part 3 that goes over the guidelines and the macronutrient requirements if you're looking to cut or if you're looking to bulk. So again, this is going to lay the foundation, very basic information. So let's get started. First of all, what are macros? We have to understand that they make up calories. So a calorie is just a unit of heat or energy. Macronutrients are the nutrients you consume in large quantities, such as your proteins, which 1 gram of protein equals 4 calories. Your carbohydrates, 1 gram of carbohydrates equals 4 calories. And your fats, 1 gram equals 9 calories. So let's talk about how to read a nutrition label, because that's where we usually look when we're trying to figure out our macros for the day. We need a source. So we have a nutrition label and the serving size is going to be what we're going to be consuming. So you have your calories, which is the total amount of energy released by that food, and to get that total number you're going to take the fats, which as you can see is 5 grams, the total carbohydrates including fiber and sugar, which is 40 grams, and the protein, which here is 10 grams. Now if you remember from the previous slide, we did the calculations to come up to a caloric total. So we took the total fat, 1 gram of fat is 9 calories. We multiplied that by 5 and got 45. 1 gram of carbohydrates is 4 calories. We multiplied that by the 40 and we got 160. And 1 gram of protein is 4 calories. So we got multiply that by 10 to get 40, to get a grand total of 245 calories. So as you can see, we're just adding those numbers up. And what I'm doing is just pointing on the screen to where you're getting your fats, your total carbohydrates, and your proteins. And with those calculations, you come to a final 245 calories. Next, we're going to be moving on to just talking about why you count your macros versus counting your calories. The problem is, if you count your calories, you may not be hitting your micronutrient requirements or even your adequate protein amounts. So you have to understand, when you count your macros, it allows you to be in a healthy range. So let's take an example of counting 2,000 calories. You can technically count 2,000 calories getting 0 grams of protein, just eating carbs and fat all day. But if you count your macros, it gives you the ability to optimize your caloric intake. If you want to work with percentages, you can do so. As you can see there on the screen, you can do a 40-40-20 split, however you want. Although I don't prefer percentages, I will go into that a little bit later, but this ensures that you are getting enough of each macronutrient. Let's talk about protein just a little bit. Protein is the favorite of all. There is a myth going around that you can only absorb 20 to 30 grams at once. What does protein do? It helps with growth, tissue repair, immune function, has a wealth of benefits, and it is the most muscle-sparing and metabolic macronutrient. Next macronutrient we're going to talk about are fats. What is the myth about fats? They make you fat. Clearly that is not true. Fat is a major fuel source. It is the most concentrated source of energy. It regulates hormone production, and it absorbs fat-soluble vitamins and supplements. It's good for you. Helps with growth and development. Helps with testosterone. Again, a multitude of benefits. So don't shy away from fats. And lastly, we have the carbohydrates. And what is the big myth with carbohydrates? Carbohydrates make you fat. Again, not true. Carbohydrates are not considered essential, but we do want to have them in our diet. They do provide energy, but our body can get energy from other sources, non-carbohydrate sources, through the process of gluconeogenesis and ketogenesis. That is something for another video. So those are your 3 basic macronutrients. And that sums it up. What I wanted to do there was just explain to you how you get to caloric totals, what the 3 macronutrients are, and this is a basic video. Notice how I didn't talk about micronutrients and I didn't go too in-depth about everything. I want to keep it as simple as possible. Now that you have a foundation of the calculations behind macronutrients, again, protein, 1 gram of protein is 4 calories, 1 gram of carbohydrate is 4 calories, and 1 gram of fat is 9 calories. So by messing with those numbers and adding them up according to the serving size, that's how you get your total number of calories per serving. So I hope that, clears a little bit up. Again, for you beginners out there who are unsure of what macros are, feel free to go back, pause the video, and look at the slides. And again, hopefully this helps you out, and make sure you stay tuned for the next 2 parts where I talk about macronutrient guidelines for cutting and for bulking. So thanks again for watching. I truly appreciate the support. Give me a thumbs up if this helped you out a little bit, and leave a comment if you have any questions, or feel free to message me. You can also visit Fusaro Fitness on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. Please don't forget to subscribe, share the video, and do, whatever you want to do. Share it with friends, family, and that's about it. So stay tuned for the next video, and until next time, Matty Fusaro signing out.